My name is Sana Munir and currently I am doing English Language and Studies from University of the Punjab. And I welcome the esteemed guests, the dignitaries and delegates with great joy and immense exultation on 4th Punjab University International Conference on Gravitation and Cosmology. It is dedicated to Professor Dr. Asghar Khader on his 75th birthday. Thank you so much, sir. Like all good things, this conference is nearing its end after a fruitful 4-day run from 22nd to 25th of November 2021. And I'm sure that we have learned new ideas from the interesting and useful presentations of the past few days. And I hope that this conference has provided a wonderful opportunity for you to enhance your knowledge about the newest interdisciplinary approaches in gravitation, astrophysics, and cosmology. I'll begin by thanking everyone present here, as well as the esteemed guests who joined us online. Thank you so much. A special thanks to all the technicians and the IT team who has assisted us in our journey throughout and have played their role well under the systematic guidance of Professor Dr. Muhammad Sharif, Dean, Faculty of Science. Thank you so much. Moving on and progressing our event, I would humbly like to note the presence of Professor Dr. Jamilul Nabi, the Vice Chancellor of University of Wa and our guest of honor. I humbly like to note the presence. I would like to request him, please come on stage, sir, and please, thank you so much. Now I would like to present my esteemed gratitude towards the renowned Pakistani mathematician, Professor Dr. Asghar Khader. Thank you so much, sir, for gracing your presence in this event. Thank you so much. Nextly, moving on, I would like to request the convener of this conference, Professor Dr. Muhammad Sharif, Dean of Faculty Science, to take his chair on stage. Furthermore, I would like to invite Professor Dr. Shahid Siddiqui, who is the ex-chairman of Department of Maths and now serving as a senior professor in UCP, University of Central Punjab. Please, sir, come on the stage. Moving on, I would now like to invite Professor Dr. Muhammad Javed Iqbal, Director, Institute of Space Science and Technology, University of Karachi. Please, sir, come on the stage and grace this event with your presence. Thank you so much. I am so grateful for the presence of you all here. Now, I would like to invite Ishmael Sharif to please come on the stage with the recitation of the Holy Quran, which will be followed by Naat. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الرحمن علم القرآن خلق الإنسان علمه البيان الشمس والقمر بحسبان والنجم والشجر يسجدان والسماء رفعها ووضع
والأرض وضعها للأنام فيها فاكهة والنخل ذات الأكمام والحب ذو الأصف والريحان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان صدق الله العلي العظيم.
Jazakallah. Now allow me to present a second melody in an honor of our Prophet, peace be upon him.
शहर का वक्त था मासूम कलियां मुस्कुराती थी हवाएं खैर मकदम के तराने गुनगुनाती थी अभी जिब्रील भी उतरे न थे काबे के मिंबर से कितने में सदाई है अब्दुल्लाह के घर से मुबारक हो शहे हम तो सरा तशरीफ ले आए मुबारक हो मुहम्मद मुस्तफा तशरीफ ले आए मौला या सल्ली वसल्लिम दाइमन अबदन अला हबीबिका खैरिल खल्क़ि कुल्लिहिम सलाम उस पर कि जिसने बेकसों की दस्तगीरी की सलाम उस पर कि जिसने बादशाही में फकीरी की सलाम उस पर कि जिसके घर न चांदी थी न सोना था सलाम उस पर कि टूटा बोरिया जिसका बिछोना था सलाम आमिना के लाल महबूबे सुबहानी सलाम फ़ख्रे मौजूदात फ़ख्रे नू इंसानी तेरी सूरत तेरी सीरत तेरा नक्शा तेरा जलवा तबस्सुम गुफ्तगू बंदा नवाज़ी खल्क़ते शानी तेरा दर हो मेरा सर हो मेरा दिल हो तेरा घर हो तमन्ना मुख्तसर सी है मगर तमहीद तूलानी मौला या सल्ली वसल्लिम दाइमन अबदन अला हबीबिका खैरिल खल्क़ि कुल्लिहिम.
Jazakallah. Progressing our event, I would like to mention that it's been an honor to be among such accomplished individuals. And to adding the same, I would like to invite Professor Dr. Muhammad Sharif to please come on rostrum to grace this event for a few words. Thank you so much, sir, for your sincere and diligent efforts.
Thank you very much. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyid al-Mursaleen. Honorable Guest of Honor, Professor Jamil, Nabi, Vice Chancellor, University of Wa, respected distinguished guests, distinguished speakers, participants, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and very good afternoon. On behalf of the organizing committee, it is indeed my pleasure to make a few closing remarks and express my sincere thanks to all those who made this event a reality. The fourth Punjab University International Conference on Gravitation and Cosmology is now drawing to a close. I hope that you have shared your experiences and expertise with the other participants from near and far, and that a cordial relationship have been established among us during this conference, which will further strengthen. I owe much to our distinguished speakers, to you, the participants and presenters who have taken out of their busy schedules. Many of you have traveled long distances to be with us, and I appreciate your willingness to openly share your knowledge and experiences. Let me express my deep gratitude to our sponsors and collaborators, University of the Punjab, Higher Education Commission, Center of Excellence in Solid State Physics, Department of Space Science, and Center for High Energy Physics for their contribution and support. I also express our thanks to all members of the organizing committee, extending exceptional hospitality to the delegates and maintaining high standards of arrangements for various events of the conference. This is what we can say is the culture of Great Lahore. I would especially thank our guest of honor who came here to share his part in this conference in terms of chief guest as well as speaker. I would especially thank our worthy Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Niaz Ahmad Akhtar, for his wonderful support in all matters as he does always with me. Lastly, my special thanks to our guests who have come from different parts. Obviously, this is a great honor and my pleasure that Professor Asr Qadir is with us on this occasion. I'm particularly thankful to Professor Ismat Beg and Shahid Siddiqui Saab who came here on my request. Thank you very much and have a safe journey.
I'm so grateful for such sincere and diligent efforts for organizing such a fruitful event for us. The presence of you all here signifies an occasion of remarkable commitment and a promising, bright, educating future to us. I would now like to invite Professor Dr. Jamilun Nabi to rostrum to share his thoughts with the students. Thank you, sir.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Let me start by congratulating the Dean, Faculty of Sciences, Punjab University, Sharif Saab, and his entire team. It's not easy to organize such a wonderful international workshop and conference where we have so many foreign speakers and distinguished foreign speakers. And I'm also very happy to note that we see some collaborators, at least for me, this is a new addition. Physics people have also joined hands, and Department of Space Science, Center of Excellence in Solid State Physics, and CHEP, they're all collaborating. Wonderful to see that, and I hope this conference would continue to grow and would continue to benefit all the students from which we have our hope. So let's first of all join hands to congratulate Sharif Saab and his team for a wonderful accomplishment. It's indeed my honor to be here, and I've been here several times. This time also in a different capacity, and that's new for me. I'm not used to sitting at on the stage. And probably a time I was thinking what is happening with Pakistan. I always think about it. If you all start thinking, it's had been कितने decades गुजर गए हैं, and our problems जूं के तू हैं, बल्कि और ख़राब हो रहे हैं with the passage of time. So what's happening here? We should all think about it. And we are academicians here, all here. So what we can do probably is we talk about corruption which is happening in our segment. And आपने सुना होगा कुछ लोगों ने भी बात की कि जी किस तरह से पर्चे छपाए जाते हैं, किस तरीके से जर्नल्स बनाए जाते हैं, किस तरह से शॉर्टकट ढूंढा जाते हैं. तो हम दूसरों को क्या ब्लेम करेंगे, हम पॉलिटिशियंस को क्यों ब्लेम करेंगे, हम और लोगों को क्यों ब्लेम करेंगे. आई थिंक वी शुड स्टार्ट विद आवर सेल्फ. ये मैं हमेशा सोच रहा होता हूँ. हमारे यहाँ करप्शन बहुत दूर तक जा चुकी है, एंड इट्स टाइम फॉर पीपल हु आर सिटिंग ऑन द सीट्स टू टेक रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. And it's not easy to clean, the backlog, which is really very messy. But then एक चीज़ जो मैं हमेशा कहता हूँ यूथ्स को, कि अपनी आवाज़ ज़रूर बुलंद किया करें जहाँ पे देखते हैं कि नाइंसाफ़ी हो रही है. अब तो बड़े फोरम्स भी आ गए हैं, वो टाइम चेंज हो गया है. There are so many forums available to you which were not available at that time. And we should try to clean ourselves first, and then if every department, every sector अगर ऐसे ही करेगा तो शायद आहिस्ता आहिस्ता हमारे कुछ प्रॉब्लम्स ठीक होना शुरू होंगे. जामियात को चाहिए कि कुछ ऐसी भी टॉक्स रखें कि पाकिस्तान का सबसे बड़ा मसला क्या है. तो नंबर एक, क्या प्रॉब्लम है हमारी. लोग इस पे भी कंफ्यूज्ड है कि हमारी सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम क्या है. और फिर प्रायोरिटाइज करके, आई डोंट नो, मैं छोटी सी एक बात कहता हूँ, बात लंबी हो जाएगी. अगर आप एथिक्स पे बात कर लें, जिस पे कि हम बिल्कुल ही, मेरा ख्याल है कि बॉटम पर हैं इस वक्त, तो इसका क्या इलाज है कि हम इसमें अपने आप को इम्प्रूव कर सकें. अच्छा, बाहर की दुनिया में आप जाते हैं, वेस्टर्न वर्ल्ड में जाते हैं, जहाँ के ऊपर आई टेल यू कि ट्रू इस्लाम तो मैंने वहीं पे देखा है. हम सब मुनाफिक हैं, practicing Islam. I'm sorry for that. Yeah. We're all munafiq here. So, apart from few, I mean to say, when I say there are few very good people in Pakistan and in every place, but the majority I'm talking about here, please. So, देखिए, अगर छोटा बच्चा अभी स्कूल में जाएगा बाहर, तो ये बिल्कुल किंडरगार्टन लेवल से ना आपको एथिक्स पढ़ाया जाता है. गलत काम करने पे तंबीह की जाती है आपकी. तो वो बच्चा जब ऐसा ऐसा बड़ा होता है, तो उसको जब कोई गलत काम करता है, वो एक सिग्नल रेड के ऊपर, हमारे अक्सर मोटरसाइकिल सवार ब्रेक लगाना गलत समझते हैं, कहते हैं ये हमारे लिए, गाड़ियों के लिए होती है, हम तो निकल जाते हैं साइडों से, एंड दे डोंट थिंक अबाउट इट. तो ये मैं कह रहा था कि जब ये बच्चे, अगर आप उनको सिखा भी देंगे ना क्लासरूम के अंदर, किंडरगार्टन लेवल के ऊपर, तो जब ये घर आएंगे और घर में आके देखेंगे कि जी हमारे बड़े तो ऐसा कुछ नहीं कर रहे, so they will not learn anything, right? So the minimum amount of time you would require to solve this problem, ethics wala, is at least 2 generations, at least. वो कैसे कि ये बच्चे अभी तो बड़े होंगे और पार्टली देखेंगे कि हमारे बड़े गलत काम कर रहे हैं, और लेकिन जब उनके बच्चे भी जाएंगे इसी सिस्टम से और वो अपने बड़ों को देखेंगे कि वो भी इसको प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं, then the true effect will start coming. So 2 generations just to solve one small problem, and we have a plethora of problems here, everywhere. And मेरा ये conviction है कि ये जो एरिया है ना, यहाँ के ऊपर ही सबसे ज़्यादा talented लोग भी हैं. So why is this happening? We have to really think about it. बहरहाल बहुत से इश्यूज हैं. करप्शन है, मेरिटोक्रेसी है, झूठ है, एथिक्स है, पॉपुलेशन है. आई मीन टू से वी शुड रियली थिंक अबाउट इट कि पाकिस्तान के अंदर ह्यूमन रिसोर्सेज की जो कोई वैल्यू नहीं है. घर में जो लोग काम करते हैं उनकी कोई प्रॉपर सैलरी नहीं है. थिंक अबाउट इट. आप जहाँ पर भी रुकते हैं 5-6 लोग आपसे मांगने आ जाते हैं. This is where we are standing. And we are not bothered about it. We are just not bothered about it. All we use is blame कि जी फलां ने गलती की और फलां ने गलती की है. तो देखिए ये हम फिजिक्स भी सीखेंगे, हम मैथमेटिक्स भी सीखेंगे, हम रिसर्च को भी आगे लेके जाएंगे, बट देन we should start really thinking about our country, and that's what I wanted to give this message. This is a very good platform, you know, just to express these few words. But now let me come back once again to this conference. I was not able to hear all the talks, but I'm sure, you know, I just came yesterday, and since then I have been listening to some wonderful talks, and I would also glad to see some of my foreign friends here online, and my greetings to all of them. And hopefully, you know, the time will come when our foreign participants will also come here in physical mode as they used to come. And I remember those times. And before I finally close, एक बड़ी बात एक डॉक्टर साहबा ने यहाँ पे की, डॉक्टर शरीफ साहब को बड़ा प्रेशर में डाल दिया कि ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन ऑफ असगर कादिर जो हैं वो शरीफ साहब है. This is a very big claim, I must say that. But then, if it could be anyone, I would say it would be Dr. Sharif. Thank you very much.
And this is how we make a good team. For us, for students like us, teachers like these is the magnum opus towards an education we have. For this, I would like to request our chief guest, Dr. Asghar Khalid. Please, sir, please share some words.
Thank you. Let me start by saying I think it's a bit over 30 years ago that I suggested to Sharif that he come to Punjab University and try to change things here. You did your PhD 32 years ago?
91, yes, 91.
30 years ago. And so I then had said, you go there, and he had been interested in coming to Qaid-e-Azam University. I said, go there, because one needs that the subject spread out and that other places are developed, not just one Qaid-e-Azam University. And so it's a great pleasure to see 30 years later that he succeeded and it has flourished. Succeeding is not just himself. He succeeded because he has got a second generation prepared for him. There's Dr. Zain, Dr. Zishan, both of whom are going to be able to take over and carry on, because what's needed is not that it rises and falls. It has to rise and build further. So I'm looking forward to it that the rest of these people, I won't be there perhaps, but should see these people take over and build up further and build more. This conference series has got started and taken off, but this time it was a great pleasure to see that the people who were really managing things were the next generation, which we will have to take on. Actually, 50 years ago, I started my career with high hopes that I could make a difference and change things. In some sense, I succeeded. I changed things. Many things happened. In many senses, I didn't succeed. Many things that I had hoped one could achieve never got achieved. Things that should have been achieved and done, the change that should have occurred in Pakistan did not occur. Of course, it's always easy to give excuses. One can always find excuses. Excuses don't help. The bottom line is, how far have we got? and I must say that we haven't got far. We are far behind. We are far behind others, but more than that, we're far behind where we should have been. Education has not been developed adequately, and it was needed that there should be much more that would be done for developing education itself. The basic education, what Shahid was saying, I'd said that there must be good teachers. They must be able to actually impart not just knowledge. Knowledge you'll get off the net, that's not a problem. The knowledge is to be enhanced by the desire to know, the drive to find out, the inspiration required. That has not been through well enough, and we have lagged far behind. What happens is we go at the highest level and concentrate at the highest level, but the lowest levels are left to rot and degenerate. We need to somehow or the other try to build that up. I tried, I failed. The bottom line, I failed. I hope other people will try and somewhere or the other, somehow or the other, succeed. When I had started, Iran and Turkey were behind Pakistan in education and particularly in mathematics and science. Our people would go there to teach. Now they are way ahead of us. We have produced a lot of PhDs, etc., but when one looks at how much the mathematics here is really making a difference, and I gave my excuse for that, that when we started 74 years ago, there was only one PhD in mathematics in the country. And then I found that South Korea started a year or two after us with no PhD, and they're way ahead of us. And we really need to ask ourselves where we have failed and how we can succeed. I tried to develop a plan for getting the colleges improved and then the schools improved, or down to the basics. It hasn't worked. I could go into great length of what I tried and say, so-and-so did do such and such, but whatever I say, it didn't happen. And you people have to see to it that things happen. No excuses. Finally, the next generation can't develop on excuses. They can only develop on what you performed. I managed to perform in some things, that's why we have this conference here. I didn't manage many other things. So I say that humility is needed for anybody in Pakistan because we have not actually achieved where we should have. And that, unfortunately, would be I fear, the epitaph for Pakistan, that we let it go. We didn't do enough. I hope it is not, and by this age, during my lifetime it won't get fixed. But if during your lifetime it gets fixed, or the little child over there, his lifetime it gets fixed, that'll be great. Somewhere or the other, sooner or later it has to be fixed. We must face our weaknesses, our limitations, our failures to be able to succeed later. सब लोग अंग्रेजी से उर्दू में गए और मैं भी एक चीज़ कह रहा हूँ कि उर्दू में पहले ही कि मैं अभी तक हूँ तालिब इल्म और ضرورت ہے کہ لوگ کہلائیں چاہے پروفیسر یا جو بھی رہیں طالب علم. علم کا طلب ختم ہونا نہیں چاہیے. کہ جب میں قائد اعظم یونیورسٹی میں وہاں سے ایک کانفرنس کے لیے جانے کا اسکول کے لیے جانے کا کہہ رہا تھا تو منع کیا جا رہا تھا کہ آپ نے تو تعلیم مکمل کر لی ہے، اب کیا ضرورت. ان کو بھی میں نے تب کہا تھا اور وہ میں پھر کہہ لوں، تعلیم مکمل نہیں ہوتی. تعلیم پائی جاتی ہے آخر تک. ابھی تک میں پا رہا ہوں، میں جو کہلاتے ہیں میرے شاگرد ان سے سیکھتا رہتا ہوں. ان سے سیکھیں گے، آگے ان کو سکھائیں گے، سیکھیں گے. یہ نہیں ہوتا کہ یک طرفہ چلے. اگر میں صرف علم دے رہا ہوں تو وہ علم پہنچ نہیں رہا. میں وہاں سے جب تک کہ علم لوں نہ، بات دونوں طرف کی نہ چلے تو کچھ نہیں ہوتا. دونوں طرف سے آتی ہے بات، پھر آگے ترقی کوئی ہوگی اگر ہوگی. تو ایک تو یوں یاد رکھنا چاہیے کہ اب ہمارے خطے سے بہت پہلے کے لوگ تھے. کتنے لوگ جانتے ہیں اسحاق نوشیرہ کو؟ کوئی بھی نہیں. کمال ہے نا، اتنا مشہور آدمی، دنیا میں مشہور، اور کوئی نہیں جانتا. کوئی بھی نہیں. اس نے یہ کشش کا قانون دریافت کیا تھا. اسحاق نوشیرہ نہیں، ابھی بھی نہیں پہچانا. وہ انگریز اس کو کہتے ہیں آئزک نیوٹن. اسحاق نوشیرہ نہیں ہے. ایک چیز ہے کہ کیپ سینس آف ہیومر. جو پرانا تصور تھا پروفیسر کا کہ وہ اس کو کوئی ہنسنا آتا ہی نہیں، وہ نہیں ہونا چاہیے. آپ نے اگر سکھانا ہے لوگوں کو تو طریقہ یہی ہے کہ ذرا اس میں یہ پہلو آئے. جب ایک دفعہ اس طرح کی باتیں کر لی جائیں تو دوسری اس میں ساتھ چل جاتی ہیں. تو میں یہ خاص طور پہ کہنا چاہ رہا تھا کہ بہت خوشی ہے کہ یہ کانفرنس اتنی اچھی چلی. ہائیبرڈ کانفرنس is not easy to manage. It was managed very well. It was managed by a team. And one really needs to appreciate the entire team, the convener and the secretaries who actually managed to get things done, and the people who then were supporting the secretaries. First, these were the people who were supporting, and there was nobody further. Now there's a team further, and that is the way that things can develop. So our thanks, I think I speak on behalf of everybody, to the entire team for what they did for the conference. Finally, Sharif always used to say, recite some poetry as well. So I'm going to now do that on my own without his saying so. یہ میں یہاں سے بھی دیکھتا رہوں گا، مگر ایک تو میں پوچھوں کہ how many people would like that I start on the lighter side and then I go on to the slightly, and how many would like it in reverse? Lighter first or lighter afterwards? Lighter first. Okay, let me start with then current times. मैंने एक लिखी मुसद्दस, मगर हाली की तरह नहीं, एक बार मुसद्दस है, मुसद्दस करोना। करोना 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 करोना, ये क्या रट लगाई करोना करोना। क्या ना करूं मैं कि कहो करो ना, या क्या मैं करूं कि कहो करो ना। ना करने का रोना या करने का रोना, जहां में बस अब है करोना कर रोना। So that is on the lighter side first. Not really light as such, but let me just go to something I recite, actually not Urdu but Punjabi, and then go on to what I did with it. The Punjabi is of Bulle Shah first. Let me first say that. मस्जिद ढावी, मंदिर ढावी, ढावी जो भी टहंदा, मगर किसी दा दिल ना ढावी, रब उथे ही रहंदा. That is Bulle Shah's. Are people from abroad also attending? Yes. Then let me give the English translation I've done for this, for what it's worth. Tear down the temple and tear down the mosque. What can be torn down, go tear down the lot. But hurt not a human heart, as that is where the dear Lord resides. That is the translation. And now let me go to the other thing that I wrote. Because you see, this is the Sufi, and the other people who were here before were the yogis. And for the yogi, what I had, kapde le ja, sona le ja jo vi lenda. बस एक लंगोटी मैनू चाहिदी, ले जा जो भी रहंदा. And that is the yogi's way. And let me give it in English. Take away all my clothing, take away all my wealth. What you can take away, go take the whole lot. And leave me but a loincloth, and take away all the rest. That is for the yogi. So that was the Punjabi bit that I had. Now for the deeper things, again what I've done is, what I had is an Urdu poem, there'll be the English translation for both. So first, Juda Sathi. एक हजूम में तुम भी थी, उस हजूम में मैं भी था. बस एक लम्हे आंखें मिली और हम न थे जुदा जुदा. एक हजूम में तुम भी थी, उस हजूम में मैं भी था. बस एक लम्हे आंखें मिली और हम न थे जुदा जुदा. ये उम्र भर का ऐद था कि हम चलेंगे साथ साथ, मगर कुछ ऐसा हो गया कि हम हुए जुदा जुदा. उस अहद का भी पास था, ये जिंदगी का साथ था. किसी मकाम पे फिर मिली तो फिर हुए जुदा जुदा. किसने किसको क्या कहा, किसने उसको क्या सुना. जो होना था वो हो चुका और हम हुए जुदा जुदा. जो फिर करीब भी हुए तो 2 घड़ी के लिए, जो फिर करीब भी हुए तो 2 घड़ी के लिए. कशीदगी तो फिर भी थी और हम रहे जुदा जुदा। न पूछ क्या नहीं किया, ये किसका क्या कसूर था, कुरेदने से क्या मिला, हम और हुए जुदा जुदा। वो सिलसिले कहाँ गए, वो ताज़ा दम मोहब्बतें, शबें रहीं अलग अलग और दिन रहे जुदा जुदा। उन मोहब्बतों को क्या हुआ कि तलखियाँ ही बन गईं, क़यूद रस्म फिर भी हम साथ चले जुदा जुदा। वो दिन भी याद है तुम्हें कि हम और इश्क थे जवां, अगरचे हम कदम न थे पर हम न थे जुदा जुदा। खौफ सतारी हो गया, भागने को जी किया, कांटों के धागे से बंधे हम चले जुदा जुदा। एक हजूम में तुम भी हो, उस हजूम में मैं भी हूँ, उस हजूम में साथ साथ हम चले जुदा जुदा। And now the English translation that I did for this. In a cloud you were there, in that cloud I was here. But a glance we did share, and then no more were we apart. We vowed an eternal love, that our loves would be entwined. But somehow things transpired so, that we too did drift apart. Our true troth we did honor still, it was for life after all. At one time we tried again, but again did drift apart. Who to whom had said what, who had taken it as what had to be came about, and we drifted more apart. When we did try yet once again, it lasted but 2 moments then. Between us twain there still was strain, and we drifted yet apart. Who for whom did not do what, who it was to blame for what, by scraping wounds all we achieved, was to drift but more apart. Do you recall yet those days, when love and we both were young? Though we did not then walk in step, we were by no means yet apart. Where now are those days of May? What happened to that love sublime? Our evenings now we spend alone, and our days are lived apart. What happened to that love of ours, that it transformed itself to hate? But custom bound we two remained, and walked together yet apart. A fear descended on us then, and we yearned to break away. Tied by strings of thorns we walked, together and yet far apart. In a cloud you are there, in that cloud I am there. And in that cloud the two of us walked together yet apart. And my recent poem, and that will be the last one in Urdu, ज़माने गुज़र गए, मेरे बचपन के घर को गिराने लगे, तो सोचा कि जाकर देखूं उसे। जाके जो देखा उस उजाड़ घराने की लाश, वो खंडर खड़ा हुआ था। और मेरे ज़हन के हर कोने से निकली वो लोग जो उससे वाबस्ता थे, उनकी बेलाश रूहें जिनमें मेरी भी थी। उस उजाड़ खंडर के हर कोने खुदरे में डेरा जमाया और जाकर बसी। और आंसू आलूदा आँखों से जो देखा, और आंसू आलूदा आँखों से जो देखा, वो बेलाश रूहें तड़पती लगी थी। वो घर भी गया, घराना गया, घर गिर गया, घराना लुटा। घराना है क्या, वो ज़माना गया। पुरानी वो सोच, तौरो तरीक़े, वो सब मिट गए। वो सब उड़ गए। ये नए दिन की दुनिया, ये नया ज़माना, मैं गरीब अजनबी भटकता हुआ हूँ। घर गिरते गए, घराने लुटे, एक मैं अजनबी अकेला खड़ा हूँ। इस नए दौर में हक की तलब नहीं है, इस नए दौर में हक की तलब नहीं है, अदलो इंसाफ की कोई कदर नहीं है। वो बेलाश रूहें बुलाती हैं मुझको, रुलाती हैं और तड़पाती हैं मुझको। इस ज़माने में मेरा गुजारा नहीं है, नए वक्त में मेरा ठिकाना नहीं है। नए लोग आए, नई बातें करते, नए शौक लेके नई यादें रखते। मेरा घर और घराना, मेरा ठिकाना, मेरा ज़माना, वो सब मिट गए। अब वक्त आ गया है, चलो मैं चला, अब मैं भी चला। And the English version for this: the old times are gone. My childhood house was to be torn down, so I thought that I'd go and see it anon. What I saw was the corpse of my forlorn home, that derelict ruin now standing alone. And from the nooks and the crannies there in my mind, the corpseless ghosts of those who dwelt there flew out of my mind and took up abode. And as seen through my heavily tear-laden eyes, those spirits writhed like tortured souls. That house is now gone, the home's also gone. The house was torn down, and the home is forlorn. What speak we of homes? Those times are now gone. The right ways of thinking and doing right things, they're all swept away and have been erased. In this new world, in this new time, I'm a lonely old traveller blundering around. Houses kept falling and homes were bereft. I alone ruins am standing and left. In this new world, where truth holds no sway, nor goodness nor justice can find any way, those corpseless ghosts still torture my soul. They keep calling me over to my final goal. I cannot manage in this new dawned age. There's no place for me in this new day. New people have come who talk of new things, new memories they carry, and new pleasures seek. My house and my home, my times, my abode, they are all now gone. They all are erased. My time for departure now has arrived. My relevance gone. I too must go. So I go.
Thank you so much, sir. In the past few days, we have been learning what it takes to be successful, to have commitment, to have diligence, to have passion, zest for learning and moving forward. And where there is hard work, there comes appreciation. Let us now begin with the distribution ceremony to commemorate the achievements of our teams and our officials for this conference. I would like to invite our chief guest, Professor Dr. Jamilul Nabi, to please come forward and distribute the shields. Firstly, I'll call upon Dr. Zaimul Haq Bhatti, Secretary Local Organizing Committee, to please come forward and collect his shield. Dr. Zishan Yusuf, Secretary Scientific Organizing Committee, please sir, come on stage and collect your seat. Nextly, I would like to mention our Honorable Professor Dr. Asghar Khader, plenary speaker. Please, sir. Now I would like to request Professor Dr. Jamilu Nabi to present the shield to prestigious Professor Dr. Muhammad Sharif, convener of the conference. And last but not the least, I would like to request Professor Dr. Sharif to present the shield to Professor Dr. Jamilu Nabi, Vice Chancellor of University of Waqf. Yes, sir. I would now like to request all the guests to take your seats, and now we will be just summing up our closing.